What is up, YouTube? Welcome to PanFro Games. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you the best builds that you should build to defeat the upcoming 7-star Poison Terra Swampert for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, and I have a total of 6 builds to showcase today. And of course, guys, if you like my type of content and enjoy these videos, please leave a like, subscribe if you're new. I really appreciate it. Consider supporting the channel by joining the Pan Fam. Hit that join channel member button below. So let's dive right into it real quick. So my predictions for the Poison Terra Swampert is one, we already know is going to have in his hidden ability a damp. Doesn't really affect anything. And we know that it's going to have 100 HP, 110 physical attack, 90 defense and special defense. It's not going to be much of a special attack rate at 85 special attack. And it's going to be rather slow with 60 speed, which means we can easily outspeed it, especially when we go over to 1 turn in a future video. But it is quite bulky, and it's definitely a Pokemon that you don't want to underestimate. And because it is Terra Poison, it is only weak to Psychic and Ground, and that's it. And Swampert has Water and Ground Stab, because that's what's normally what it is as well. So it can easily defeat Ground types. So Psychic type Pokemon are going to be the better option in this case. Now, looking at the move pool, I think the best move pool that Swampert could have would be Earthquake. 100 damage, Ground type move is going to hit everyone. It's going to do a lot of damage. So make sure you're not weak to ground at the very least, because this might be the scariest move in the entire raid. Now, the best physical water move is either going to be Waterfall or Liquidation. Just depends on what it gets. It gets both. Now, I think I might go on the Waterfall side, but we'll just have to see. Now, Poison Jab is going to be the move that it uses as Poison Terra. It's going to be an 80 damage poison physical move that has a 30% chance of actually poisoning. So yeah, Poison Jab can definitely be problematic for sure, but I'm not too afraid. Just don't be weak to poison. You should be good to go. Now, the scary move is Knockoff. Now, this is the only move it has to defeat Psychic type Pokemon with its Dark type move. So if it uses Knockoff, that's going to do a lot. And if you're 4 times weak to Dark, it's going to be really hard to recommend it, which is why I don't have like a Lunala here. Because if you are 4 times weak to Dark, then you're just absolutely cooked. And it does get Knockoff, and you're going to be holding an item. So Knockoff is going to be doing double damage, and you lose your item for the rest of the raid. And the raid is essentially over at that point. So this is the big scary move of this raid for sure. Lastly, I think it's going to have Ice Punch, because if you have a Pokemon that can absorb water, that isn't weak to ground, and can resist poison, then Ice Punch is going to be the move that allows it to do neutral or at least super effective damage to said Pokemon, aka like a Gastrodon or like a Quagsire can do like nice neutral damage too. So I do think Ice Punch is going to be the move for that nice neutral coverage. And of course, it's going to be a physical move as well. Now, for special moves, who really knows? It gets a lot of special moves, but I'm not really afraid. I think I'll just have Surf or Sludge Wave. Those are probably the 2 only special moves I can see. And for its setup, it doesn't really have a lot of options. Bulk Up and Curse are essentially the same thing in this regard. They're positive or the same, with Curse only has a negative of -1 speed. And then I can also see Rain Dance to further increase the damage of water type moves like a Waterfall or Liquidation or its Surf. So honestly, Swampert isn't that hard, but you definitely got to bring Pokemon that can definitely take these big 110 physical attacking moves. Now for our attacking raid builds, and I think the best build for this raid period for online for solo is going to be Terra Psychic Slowbro with the Shell Bell. Now we're going to go max HP, max special attack, modest nature. Your ability doesn't really matter. I have Oblivious. But the important thing is you're going to be able to resist water. You're not weak to ground. You're not weak to poison. And you can do stab super effective psychic type damage to the Terra Poison Swampert. The only thing you have to be afraid of is a knockoff. And honestly, because you have so much bulk, you're going to be good to go. Now, the big thing here is you have ways to stop the Swampert from getting a big attack stat if it decides to set up. We have Chilling Water, which is going to be neutral in this case, and is going to fill up your Terra Orb as well, but it's also going to lower the Swampert's attack by 1. And you also can set up Iron Defenses, and you want to set up 3 of these, and that's going to give us +6 defense. You also want to set up 3 Nasty Plus to give you +6 special attack with +6/+6, so that's going to be 12. 12 times 20 is going to be giving you an additional boost to store power, which is going to be stab super effective, Terra Psychic boosted, and you're going to be nuking this Swampert from orbit. And this is going to be incredibly easy to run, super simple. We've ran this build in the past for plenty of other raids, and Slowbro does not fail. So if you want to get an absolute phenomenal raid Pokemon, then build this Slowbro. You will not regret it. Now, some other good options that a lot of players can build, I think Espartha is going to be really good with the Terra Psychic and the Shell Bell. And now I'm running max special attack, modest nature with max defense because we a little bit are frail, so we want to definitely buff our defense because that Swampert has that base 110 physical attack. And we're going to have the ability opportunist. So if the Swampert decides to go for a curse or a bulk up, we're also going to be copying these stat boosts of the physical attack and the defense. So if he gets +1 attack, we get +1 defense. So that's going to put us in a really good situation to take those hits a little bit better. Now, our signature move is Luminium Crash. It's going to be stab super effective, but it's also going to put -2 special defense on the Swampert. Essentially, it is an acid spray that's going to be doing psychic type damage, but it actually does big damage. So we don't really need a setup outside of just doing Luminium Crash. But some other great moves that will help us so we survive in this raid is going to be Reflect, just to give us that general +2 defense for 5 turns. You can also start the raid off with a Feather Dance. That's going to put the Swampert at -2 attack, so we can just better take those physical attacks coming in. We also have Psychic to do a little bit more damage, but you can also replace Psychic with something like Roost to give yourself a 50% HP value back, which is going to be really great. So there's a couple of good options here that you can use on the Espartha. I think this Pokemon's going to be really good. I don't know how good it's going to be in solo compared to Slowbro. I think Slowbro is going to be better, but if you have a team of 4 people online, Espartha will be faster. Now, for the last physical attacking Pokemon I recommend, or the last attacking Pokemon I recommend, I will go with Gallade here. Gallade with the Terra Psychic and Shell Bell. Now, you want to have the ability Sharpness. This gives you a 50% damage boost to slicing moves, aka Psycho Cut. And Psycho Cut is going to be essentially doing 130 damage. This is going to be a crazy move, and it already has a high chance of getting a critical hit. So you're going to be popping off, and especially when you get a crit, you're going to be doing a lot of damage. Now, I'm doing Adamant Nature. I didn't set the EVs on this just yet, but I'll say this. Max attack and max defense is going to be your best play on Gallade. So just keep that in mind. Max attack, max defense will be the safest play to build your Gallade. Now, the simple build on this is Psycho Cut, Swords Dance to boost your physical attack, Reflect to give yourself a 5-turn +2 defense, and then you can heal yourself online or in solos. With Life Dew, it's going to give you 25% HP to the entire team, which is going to be really helpful. So I think Gallade is going to be an absolute beast in this raid. Definitely don't sleep on this guy, especially when you get that Terra Psychic off, because you're going to be doing a lot of damage. Now for the supporters here, I think Indeedee is going to be really good in this raid. And this is female Indeedee because we need to have the ability Psychic Surge, and we want to get that additional bulk. So we're going max HP, max defense with a bold nature, so minus attack. And the reason why Psychic Surge is so good because it puts up Psychic Terrain for the first 5 turns of the battle, which means all Psychic type moves are going to be doing an additional 1.33 damage boost, which is going to be massive. And that can definitely help with turn 1 KOs, which we'll be going over in a future video too. So it's just pure simple build. Reflect to help the entire team get a defense boost. Helping Hand to help your DPS partner. So if you have like a Slowbro, Gallade, or like Espartha or Calyrax or whatever, this is going to be really helpful to boost their damage. Psychic, so you can do some good damage, because don't forget your Psychic type, so Stab Super Effective Psychic on Psychic Terrain is going to be doing a lot of damage. And then lastly, we have Charm. It's going to lower the Swampert's physical attack by 2, which is going to be great for the entire raid. Next up, Gastrodon is going to be crazy as a supporter. Mine's Terra Flying, but you can change your Terra to whatever it needs to be. I like Terra Flying because it makes it immune to the ground type moves, which is pretty nice. And we're going to have the item Shell Bell. So mine is going to be max special attack and max defense, or max special attack, max HP. Ignore the max special defense. I don't think it's going to be necessary. The only thing that really matters here is having the ability Storm Drain. So you're going to be immune to all water moves, which is great. And it's going to give you a plus special attack bonus. And because you're a ground type, you're going to resist poison. So you only have to worry about ground type moves in general. Now, I think you have a perfect move set with Gastrodon. Chilling Water is going to lower that physical attack, go through shields, give your Terra Orb a charge up. You have Mud Slap, which is going to be stab super effective and lower the accuracy on the Swampert. And then if you want to do damage, you have stab super effective Earth Power, which has a 10% chance of lowering that special defense. So Gastrodon's going to be an absolute beast as a supporter. Lastly, you can have Recover. You get hit by a big crit or something, you can recover it up and you'll be good to go. Now for the last supporter, I like his Wheezing with the Shell Bell. We have the ability Levitate, which means we're going to be immune to all ground type moves. We're a poison type, so we resist poison, so we only have to really worry about water moves. I say max HP, max physical defense with a plus defense nature, like a bold nature, would be perfect for Weezing here. And we have Acid Spray, so we can go through shields, lower that special defense by 2, which is going to really help out the Slowbro players, Espartha players, Calyrex players out there. A Sunny Day to make it so water-type moves just do less damage, which is going to be great. So it's going to help you out as well as the entire team. If it decides to go for like a bulk up or a curse or something like that, you can use Taunt and prevent that from happening. And then once it does go for that a couple of times and is doing a lot of damage, you can go for Clear Smog. It'll do damage. It'll go through shields, and you can remove all the stats on that Swampert. So it's going to go back to neutral, which is going to be really great. So I think those are the 3 best overall supporters of this raid. But let me know in the comment section below if there's any other Pokemon that you think you'll use outside of the 6 I showed off. I only think the other one that I might have missed that could be really good is going to be like Calyrex Shadow Rider. The only issue of that Pokemon, in my opinion, is you're 4 times weak to Dark. So you will probably not survive a knockoff, but we'll go over that Pokemon in a future video, potentially for the 1-turn KO. Well, anyways, guys, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe if you're new. I really appreciate it. Catch you guys next time. Peace out and have a good one.